Reach for the sky, boy.
All right. Well, that didn't work as expected. Huh. Interesting. We're going to continue to work the kinks out. But, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 176. We forgot our boom. Episode 176 of Wrestling is Trash. I, of course, am your host. One of your hosts, actually. This is starting out all fucked up. I'm all over the place. I'm one of your co-hosts here for Wrestling is Trash. Lou from the BX, Trash Boy Numero Dos, a.k.a. Dominican Lou, host of the Everything Podcast. And we are here on another Trash Wednesday. We're not here on Trash Tuesday because we had a one-day delay. But we are here regardless of the fact to talk all things professional wrestling, past, present, and possibly the future. This man to my left will introduce himself in a second, or to my, are you to my right? To my left. You're actually to my right. But if I was facing the other way, it's left. I don't know how this thing works.
Science.
So I'm the technical coordinator of this podcast, and I apologize to all of you, my friends. I know you guys probably got excited when you heard the theme return, but I just converted it to an MP4, and I noticed that it was not full screen. So we were just standing here staring at the screen while the theme was playing, and that's not ideal. So I will work on this, and next week we will have a proper theme. But Trash Boy to my right, please introduce yourself.
What up, everyone? Nick Anselli, coming to you live on this Wednesday. Excited to talk everything professional wrestling. Got a big show coming up this weekend. Everything like that. Life's good, man. Got no complaints. You know, my Celtics are doing good right now. But one thing that scares me, I don't know if you've noticed this. I've observed this in sports. The teams who usually dominate, though, in the regular season, like Celtics are doing, typically don't win in the end. So kind of don't like it in a fucked up way.
Depends. It depends, bro. The Celtics, they seem to notoriously, and I hate to say this because I'm not a trash talker in any way, but they notoriously seem to have issues in the playoffs.
Yes.
I will not sit here and act like the Knicks are any better because we have no playoff track record to speak of. But we are, right now, my team is kind of like winning one and losing one because we're shorthanded, like 2 or 3 of our starters.
Yep.
So I'm just waiting for the playoffs, bro. I'm at the point now where I'm just waiting for the playoffs. I mean, we got 3 starters not playing. Last night we didn't have Jalen Brunson playing, so I already knew that game was lost. We didn't have Josh Hart or Jalen Brunson playing last night, so we lost against the Pelicans, which is fine. I'm waiting for the playoffs, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something. When the playoffs start, I am going to be the most annoying, ignorant motherfucker online. So all of you prepare. I have this video queued up, and I can't wait to start posting this. If we get to the Eastern Conference Finals, for God forbid all of you if we make the finals, but I have this video queued up.
When we see you in the finals, bring that same energy, nigga.
See, I like, so me, when it comes to sports, I love like how people would say like the Knicks have an obnoxious fan base. Like I love that. Like I think it's hysterical. Like every time you share don't you wish you came to the Knicks? And like, yo, that shit, I get a pop out of it. Like I genuinely laugh. Like no disrespect to our boy Carl, but like he's a Cowboys fan. Cowboys fans are more like delusional, where Knicks fans are just like nuts.
It's crazy.
I think you guys are hysterical. Like walking around, like what was it in the playoffs, or what was it last year or 2 years ago? Like the streets were flooded, and just it's amazing.
That side talk video, the first one, the one that you referenced, like there's so many like one-liners in that 60 seconds of video. And I have that full video like recorded on my phone. I have like 20 or 30 little clips of all the little things and parts on that, so that whenever we win, I post something, whatever I feel like, I'll post this one on Instagram just to be annoying. I even have the Cardi B, my favorite one. She's like, "Hey yo, suck my dick." She was outside one of the Knicks games where they won, and she happened to be out there promoting her fucking shitty music. But,
like that's one of them. Like if the Knicks somehow ever won or win the finals, like New York might literally burn.
Well, let me tell you something, bro. I already told my cousin / brother who lives in Jersey. we grew up Knicks fans. Like we lived in the Bronx, we grew up Knicks fans. We used to cut the newspaper clippings and pictures, and I used to hang them up on my fucking wall. I mean, die hard. And I already told him, I was like, hey, bro, listen. I know we always try to get open on the Knicks, and then we get our hearts broken. But I'm gonna tell you something. If the Knicks win the finals, I'm flying over there, and we're going to the fucking parade. There's no way I'm not going to that parade, bro.
So we had this conversation at work, and it's about because your team, like, you just never know when they won't make the finals again or something like that, right?
Right.
So say you lived in New York or wherever, because I would say the Knicks is, in my opinion, your most passionate sports team. So say you lived in New York or whatever the scenario is, but you say 2 hours away, you could travel, whether it's a home game or an away game, but to see your favorite team play in the finals. What would be like your dead set? I wouldn't spend more than like this to go to a game.
Oh,
like, so we had that because like a realistic thing this year could be the Celtics and Clippers. LA's an hour and a half. I think I said reasonable.
Wow.
I think I said reasonable I'd spend. And I'd probably be in the last row, but maybe like 3. I think I could spend like 3.
I'll be honest with you, bro. I'm cheap when it comes to that shit. And I love the Knicks. And if they go to the finals and I'm there and I'm able to, if somebody goes, yo, I got some playoff tickets, bro, $500 or 400 or 300, I'd be like, go fuck yourself. I'll watch that shit on the big screen at my house with my people, and I'll enjoy it just as much. Because, Doug, you got it. For me, I'm a big guy. So, mind you, I'm working on it, but I'm a big dude. So when I went to go see the Knicks game and I don't even know what the fuck they call this arena now. AAA arena.
You went last season to see them play in Miami?
Yeah. It was AAA arena. Then they call it Miami Sports Arena. Then they call it something. I think it's Kaseya Center now. I don't know what the fuck they call this place. But not shit talking the arena because it was very nice, state of the art. Everything was cool. But as a big dude, I will tell you that those chairs are unfucking comfortable. And I had great seats. I mean, I had fucking phenomenal seats. I could see.
Yeah, I remember that photo.
And I was sitting on the you know how when people say, yo, I was sitting on the edge of my seat with this movie. I was sitting on the edge of my seat because I didn't fit in the fucking seat. Mm-hmm. And the chairs in front of me were pushing into my shins. So I'm like crunched into this area, and I feel bad because there's people next to me, and I'm trying not to fucking have my fat ass all up on top of them. So I'm sitting here holding myself in on the edge of this chair, trying to watch this game, and I was like uncomfortable as fuck. It was honestly, it was embarrassing. But it definitely took a lot of the joy away from me from watching the game. Oh, of course, at the end when Julius Randle hit the 3-pointer and we won the game, with 15 seconds left, that kind of changed things. But
I know what you're saying.
And
but
there was
something about watching a game at home is just the best too, though. Bro, and I'm even at the point where, like, I was actually talking to my girl and like my boy about it. I'm at the point, especially like I don't even like the Super Bowl, right? Like I don't like watching with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because everyone, like, I get it. It's a party, but everyone's talking and all this stuff. It's like, nah, I just want to watch the game and see the commercials.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if the Celtics made it to the finals, I'm not going to be like, hey, people, you want to come over and watch the game? Like, nah. No.
Yeah. I'll go to my boy's house. There's like 7 or 8 of us.
Yeah.
Perfect number. We're there. We're chilling. We're having drinks like gentlemen. And we watch the game. You know, It's not a freaking free-for-all party. You know what I mean? It's just, bro, nowadays with the TVs, bro, they're crystal clear quality. The shit's in 4K. Bro, I was amazed that I got the NFL League Pass on YouTube. And I also have the NBA League Pass on YouTube now because it's very cheap. It's like $13.99 a month and you can watch every game. Dude, the fucking picture quality of the games from YouTube is outstanding. Out-fucking-standing. Like, to the point where when the Giants were playing on regular TV, I would get annoyed because it doesn't look as good. It's not as sharp, the picture.
I get what you're saying.
When I'm watching it on YouTube. So with the fact, if you got yourself the highest quality TV and you got a big ass 70-inch TV, bro, and that shit's 4K, and you got your sound system and you're in your crib sitting on your couch drinking fucking cold beer and eating your snacks.
Hell yeah.
Like, well, what the fuck? What's better than that, bro? This drive downtown and deal with fucking traffic and pay for parking and then deal with all these fucking idiots. You possibly get COVID. You're sitting in the arena. It's uncomfortable. There's fucking assholes everywhere. There's no announcing, because that's one thing that like throws me off is not having like the,
especially at wrestling, like not even in wrestling.
It's weird.
Very weird.
Yeah, it's super weird, dude.
So yeah, because the reason because next Saturday, we're actually going to Arizona. It's like 4 or 5 hours away. And we're meeting my cousin and his wife. And we're actually going to see the Celtics and the Suns on Saturday night. Excited for that, mainly because I like going to new arenas, but that's like a big game. Like, get to see Kevin Durant, and all this other shit, all these other league players. But yeah, man, love basketball. I feel you and I could honestly probably do a basketball podcast. If we really wanted to, we probably could.
It's in the works. Basketball is trash.
Yeah, because I fucking love basketball.
You want to go see KD?
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? Let me give that dude a shout out. I bust his balls, but let me give that dude a shout out, because the other day I saw that video where this lady called him a bitch.
Oh, and he went right up
coming out for the game. That motherfucker turned right around immediately when he heard that and walked right up to that lady.
Yep.
And I don't know what he was saying to them or whatever, but they're trying to dap him up like, eh. And he's like, you obviously you can't hear what he's saying. You can't see his face, but he was definitely, I feel like he was definitely telling them, like, what the fuck, why are you calling me this? Why are you calling me that or whatever? And then you hear that dude trying to like suck up to KD. He's like, yo, I do a basketball podcast in the brand. He just fucking turned around and walked away like, man, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. And it's, I guess, if you want to stay on the topic, we can kind of talk about the one thing first before we get into the other thing, because it's kind of. So I took this screenshot only because so Maxine Dupree house show where you're supposed to like train, and pretty much got very heckled on her way back, called like you suck and everything like that. And where I don't like it is, like, one, that's the whole point of a house show, and everyone's saying like, well, if you go to, like, if I go to the Celtics game next weekend and Jason Tatum sucks, I'm going to tell him he sucks. Like, I feel it's a in my opinion, it kind of, if you can see where I'm coming from here, correct me when I'm wrong, but I feel it's different saying that about like a basketball player, football player versus like a wrestler. I don't know if that makes sense at all, but it's like, she's out there. She is athletic. She's trying to learn. She's trying to do things. Like, I doubt she was like, yeah, put me on the main roster and have me start wrestling, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? And I don't know. And you see the videos, like, people would be like, oh, like, those dudes were blatantly screaming, like, oh, you suck, blah, blah, blah. But if they had a podcast and Maxine Dupree was willing to go on, I'm pretty sure they would have her go on.
Oh, of course. They'd be kissing her ass.
Yeah, so I kind of love the support she got. And the one thing that kind of, like, wrestling fans are doing this, but like I caught out is I think wrestling fans are very soft, like in general with certain topics and certain things. Yeah, SAWFT. But it's like, I don't know, man. Like she just went out there. She already knows she's probably not the greatest, right? She's got to work. Like, I don't think Maxine Dupree goes out there and is like, yep, I'm gonna fucking destroy this and have a Mercedes Moné type match. Like, I don't think she's thinking. I think she knows, like, yo, this is my opportunity to learn. And, like, she heard that. And it's like, dude, like, self-esteem, like, that's kind of a thing. You know what I mean? And you doing that's, like, not helping. And it's weird because when I just saw her on Raw and, like, she's loved. Like, I think Maxine Dupree's loved. And then it's like, oh, but now that when she wrestles, it's like, oh, fuck her. God. I don't know. Like, what's your take on all of this?
My thing is like this, bro. So, pardon me. My thing is this. We're different, because some of these people who go to these like shows and some of these people who go to these like basketball games and football games, like, they want to yell at players and tell them they suck and suck my dick and you're a piece of shit and Edward this, and they yell at these players like they're like not human. You know what I mean? When I go to a wrestling show, I cheer or boo based on if it's a heel or a face.
Yeah.
Like if I can't think of a good heel, but
like right now, Drew McIntyre's kind of on the heel side of things.
I'm not booing Drew McIntyre.
No, I'm not. But if you said like you,
that's why I said like I'm trying to think of a heel. Don Callis, perfect example.
Yeah.
Don Callis comes walking out, I'm going, boo, you suck. But I'm not going, Don Callis, you fucking bad piece of shit. Like some of you people, like I don't like have some decorum. Like understand you're at a performance. Like it's a show. Like you don't own these people just because you bought a ticket. Like you're not special. We all bought tickets to the same show. Like you boo and cheer faces and heels. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to personally insult these people who are trying to like perform for you. Like that's not how it works. So I saw a lot of discourse with people like, oh yeah, you're allowed to boo and cheer wrestlers. So this Maxine Dupree thing is getting out of control. Like, yeah, you're allowed to boo and cheer based on, if they're good guys or bad guys. That's the whole point of the audience. But to be personally like, come on, man. She was walking out for her match. She was like walking up the ramp, going like to the back. And these dudes are like, yeah, boy, you suck. I'm like, yo.
Yeah. And it's like, and this is where I kind of bring it back. Like that was a grown man yelling that. And it's like,
for real,
bro, it's a scripted sports entertainment pro wrestling show. And that's where I feel you can't throw the comparison out there of comparing this to like professional sports.
Right.
Where it's like they want to make granted, they want to get everything right too, but like the athletes, like that's what they're getting paid quadruple bajillions of dollars to. Like, you know what I mean? Like I get it, that's their job too. Like, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like, yo, you're a grown ass man like that yelling, like, I don't know. Like, I guess I'm trying to be like, there's a difference between wrestling and like basketball. And I guess maybe it's the scripted aspect of things.
Yeah. I mean, that's the difference between the two sports. But like, to me, the respect should be there. Like
basketball game.
Let me try to stop and think, because when I was at the Heat game, I was yelling, suck my dick up to the air. Like I wasn't yelling at anyone in particular. I was basically yelling at the Heat fans around me. But I wasn't telling anyone like, yo, fuck, like, you know what I'm saying? But there were people around me doing that shit. And that's why I was there and I'm like, I can understand why people fucking
There's a difference between like belittling and trash talk.
Right. Yeah, that's it right there.
And that's what it is.
And I was like, I can understand why people hate us Knicks fans, because we're fucking obnoxious when it comes to that shit. But I do it in a way where I'm not directing it at anyone. Like, I'm just enjoying myself and enjoying my team. But there's certain people who are like pointing at Heat fans and going, you motherfucker, look what we fucking. And it's like, fam, like, this is why people hate us. Like, this is why we get that stigma. This is why wrestling fans get that stigma when they do shit like this to Maxine Dupree, who's only out there trying to get better. She doesn't have to be at a house show. She's basically a star. Yeah. She could still go out on the main roster. She don't have to wrestle. She could just go out there and look how she looks and get her pop and walk back and get her check. Like, she don't need to be doing house shows, but she's there doing it because she's trying to get better. And this dude, this grown-ass man, is over here telling her she sucks all the way up the ramp. Bro, that guy...
Like, there was emotion behind it.
Yeah. He gets like fucking triple. Yeah. That was for our boy.
Like, my man had emotion behind that.
Yeah, like, he was really fucking mad. Like,
he got in the car after Maxine Dupree. What a terrible match. I can't believe I spent money to yell. Urgh.
Fucking idiot. That's why today, and we did it unintentionally, but I was looking for a wrestling shirt, and I was like, no, fuck that. I'm not wearing a wrestling shirt today. Fuck that. I'm on strike today.
Yeah, and I don't know. And it's just like, I don't know. To me, I don't know. Like, it was dumb. It was just not needed. And the worst part is, this is why I tried not to even trash talk like players, like in general, or athletes in general, it's like, I can't do what you're doing.
For real. I can't do that. I can't dunk that ball. I can't go up there and do a top rope, freaking Rana. I can't do any of that shit.
Yeah, like I'm not like, man, I'd probably, if I tried jumping on the ropes, something would probably happen.
Honestly, like there's so I didn't tell you, what's his name is here. Remember I told you
QT Marshall.
QT Marshall is the champion of my local promotion, but also this dude is here now. I'm trying to remember his name. Remember the Top Dollar also, but remember the dude last year who had the match with Moxley and they canceled it like immediately because they brought up old tweets of his?
Oh, Brian Kendrick.
Brian Kendrick is at my local promotion giving wrestling classes.
Damn, so that promotion's trying to do some shit.
At some point in my head, I was like, man, that'd be dope if I went over there and took a few bumps and fucking kind of just hit the ropes and see what I could do. Like, man, if I almost wanted to slap myself. Like, motherfucker, you're 45 years old. You weigh fucking 400 pounds. There ain't no fucking way I'm running any ring ropes and taking any motherfucking bumps. If I try to take one back bump, I will probably get a concussion. So there ain't no way.
R.I.P.
Yeah. So that time has come and gone for me. But I still think it's cool that these guys are here. They actually have a show. I got an email about a show that they're doing like this or next weekend. I have to figure out if I'm going to go to that shit.
Yeah, which QT, I guess, isn't like QT Marshall? I think he signed back with AEW.
Yeah. Supposedly he came back, so he'll probably be dropping the title soon, but
that was like
still here showing up.
That was like the quickest I asked for my release and came back thing. I'm kind of curious what happened there.
Yeah, super weird.
Yeah, that was what, like a month, 2 months?
Yeah, if that.
Yeah. But yeah, next, we're going to dive into a little bit of sad news that came upon us today as wrestling fans. Hall of Famer or no?
You know what?
Legend for sure.
Definitely a legend. I don't know if he's in the Hall of Fame. I don't even know if the $1 Million Man's in the fucking.
He is.
He is.
His son.
How do you put the $1 Million Man in and not put in Virgil?
So maybe he is. I don't know. But we found out today that Virgil passed away at the age of 61, I believe it was. Vincent
for you NWO fans.
Yeah, Vincent. And it's just, damn, man, like sad. Really, really sad.
Yeah, it's sad. I know Vincent. I know Virgil's basically become a meme over the years, and he kind of, the meme of him sitting at his empty autograph table, and it went viral, and he says some crazy things, and he's done some silly things and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, man, he didn't do anything to like really maliciously hurt anyone. Where we need to like not talk about this person.
Yeah.
At least that I know of. But I have fond memories of that dude when he was in. I mean, I'll never forget when he was with Ted DiBiase, and that one time though when he finally broke free and actually finally after weeks and weeks and weeks of taking fucking Ted DiBiase shit, he just ripped off that little fake bow tie and little vest, that stripper vest that he was wearing, and he finally attacked $1 Million Man. Like, that was a big deal when I was a kid. Like, I went to school, and that's all we were talking about was that shit.
The clip was making rounds today of when he beat the $1 Million Man, and that was an insane pop.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That was big. That was big.
We were talking about in school.
Yeah.
So, again,
sad.
It's sad, the guy passed away. He's still young, pretty young guy, man. 61 is not, it shouldn't be a death sentence. You know what I'm saying? You just got to go out there and take care of yourself, bro. I don't know what was up with him. I don't know. I thought that his health had like kind of turned a page, and I thought he was like kind of getting a little better because he was a little sick. But, man, you never know what people are going through. You never know what's really going on. So it's just sad, bro. Just wanted to say it like RP Virgil, you know what I'm saying? Because it's looking at this picture that we have in the chat too, is like, man, dude was jacked. He looks good with that $1 Million belt on his shoulder. Like,
he looked the part, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
looked the part, was the part. Yeah.
The funniest shit was though when he was like Vincent. When he showed up on fucking Nitro with an NWO shirt, I was like, is that fucking Virgil? Because I hadn't thought about Virgil in years.
Yeah, because because of my age, like I've done my research and always gone back, but when I first saw him, it was WCW.
Oh God!
Just because of my age, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember my dad making that a big deal.
Yeah, it's just funny because
Virgil.
because it was like Hogan bringing in all his like people, like the Disciple, fucking Brutus Beefcake, and like he was bringing all these people in, and like we just see Vincent, and it's like, well, we see Virgil, and I'm like, is that fucking Virgil? And they're like, that's Vincent. And I'm like, Vincent, what the fuck? What kind of name is that? But man, rest in peace, man. A lot of good memories, at least for me, man. I don't know about anybody else,
family, friends.
Good memories for me, bro.
Our next news item. I thought this was really cool. I believe we talked about this, late last week? We were texting about this.
Yeah.
But in less than 24 hours, Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, won the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship. Matt Riddle has won the New Japan World Television Championship. And Mustafa Ali has won the TNA X Division Championship. All victims of the recent cuts. I think it was in like September.
Yeah.
So to see all that is awesome. And then now that like it's sitting more, they all won like the perfect titles too, I feel.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I mean, that Matt Riddle title is a new championship. But still, it's a New Japan championship, mind you.
Like good
Japan. New Japan has like 18 fucking championships. I don't even know what the fuck that company's doing. Again, we're not that well versed in New Japan, but it just seems like they're trying to keep their like star power with that's how I feel with putting the titles on these people. Because Matt Riddle, say what you want, but before he joined WWE, he was pretty hot on the indies. Like he was a thing. Like he was fucking out there doing shit, and he was having great matches with people. And there was a lot of hype. And when he made that first appearance I think it was a takeover.
Was that a takeover when he knocked out Ono?
He was sitting in the before that they did the side appearance and doing this shit like and everybody popped because they were like, holy shit, that's Matt Riddle. So it's cool, man. It's cool that they got these people there and they're putting belts on them to try to keep their star power up. I don't know how the New Japan fans feel about it, like the hardcore ones.
I've always thought about that. Like when
I think there's a little backlash with that, but they're losing Okada, they lost Ospreay, like those were the two biggest stars. So they're trying to kind of reconcile. So I mean, I get it. And Nick Nemeth, he's one of the hottest free agents right now. It makes complete sense. I would think that hardcore New Japan fans might be a little upset that he beat David Finlay like that, because they just started that feud when we saw it at the Wrestle Kingdom. Like that's all that I saw really happen, and then they have this match and he beats David Finlay. Like that's nuts, but I'm sure there's a plan in play for that, and I gotta watch a little more New Japan. I still actually have to watch those matches, so I didn't see him because it's another thing with New Japan. Like I was super confused because I pulled up it was called like New Beginnings or something like that, and there's like fucking 18 of them. So I'm clicking on it trying to find like these matches, and I know it's not this one. Oh, it's not this one. Oh, it's not this one. And I'm like, all right, I give up, dude. Like,
I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, but it's cool, man. And Ali
winning was dope. And
that dude is a fucking animal. Yeah, he's an animal. You got to unblock me, bro. I apologize for insulting you. Please unblock me.
I think he's gonna shine the most out of all the ones that like got cut. I guess like in that round, of them, I definitely think he's gonna shine the most.
Yeah, man.
He just had a great match. I know we didn't have it on here, but did you see who apparently is WWE bound?
Are you talking about Tonga?
Yeah. So people think that's why Gallows and Anderson went down to NXT.
I'm a little confused as to why he would go to NXT. I mean, it's not like he's a rookie.
I think because, like, you got to think, like, besides hardcore fans, like, if he came on a normal episode of Raw, you think a lot of people would know him. You're
probably right about that.
You got to think, bro. I just said last week here, there was a dude in the crowd who didn't know who even owned AEW. Like, you know what I mean? And to me, I was like, oh my God, like that's a real fucking thing. Like there are actual fans like this out there.
Yeah. You're right.
I think that's what it would be.
You're right. That makes sense. Yeah. For me, it doesn't. For me, again.
For us, it doesn't because we know how
I'm
good.
like, why would you put? But again, as far as getting that like strong style kind of wrangled into the WWE style, it makes sense to put these guys on NXT for a little bit. He doesn't have to be there long. I mean,
no.
Just get the rough edges out, get them introduced, have them beat the shit out of some people, and then.
You think he'll reunite with Gallows and Anderson?
It's possible. It'd be nice if those men earned their fucking paycheck.
Yeah, they won. I think they wrestled last night and won a match.
Super jealous of those dudes, bro. They just
I know, man.
Show up for 5 minutes.
Everywhere they go.
Show up somewhere for 5 minutes in a backstage segment and collect the bag, bro.
Like, think about it. They debuted originally in WWE in 2016 with AJ. And they were relevant for like 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Then they got released. And then everywhere they signed after that, they were just kind of chilling, making money.
Yeah.
And they both seem like the two that genuinely probably don't give a fuck either. Like, yep.
I mean, they got their own thing going. They got their own, like, Taco Mania, whatever they call that shit. They got their podcast. They got shit going on.
Yeah. Fuck, they're both older, too, I think, like, with kids. Yeah. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, I bet you you reach a point, like, probably when Ziggler was in WWE, where it's like, damn it, man, you have nothing for me. Shucks.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like, all right, I guess I'll hang out with my friends and make.
I'll be in catering. We'll be in the locker room playing. We'll be in the locker room playing fucking Madden, having tournaments.
Like, dang it, I guess I'll make $1,000 for showing up to Raw tonight.
Yeah, let me hit catering. Let me grab a couple fucking Subway sandwiches, wrap them up, take them to the locker room, play some Madden for the next 3 hours.
Yeah. So, but
works for me.
Yeah, but speaking of NXT, you want to take this one? We had a return.
So last night, the mystery of the black and white vignettes that have been playing was solved, as that was Ridge Holland in the ring cutting a promo trying to tell people, hey man, it was an accident. I didn't mean to hurt people for real. This is just a gimmick, guys. Come on, let's be friends. And the lights go out, and the white little lettering comes up, and the voiceover is there. And again, of course, now when you know what happened, you hear the voiceover, and you're like, oh yeah, it was fucking Sean Spears. Like, how could you not recognize that voice?
Yeah.
But you see him return, hits this guy over the head with a chair, got the hoodie on, the same hoodie on from his AEW gimmick, which I find funny that these. So Nick, how do you feel about these wrestlers who, not so much Jade, because Jade is coming fresh from AEW. She was never in WWE. Well, actually, she tried out for WWE, and they cut her. And they didn't pick her, so they fucked up there. But they have her now, so it doesn't really matter. But I find it funny, and I wanted to ask what you think about it, that some of, like, for instance, Cody's the biggest one. Cody left as Stardust. Nobody gave a shit. Nobody gave a flying fuck about Cody when he left WWE those years ago. Like, Stardust left, nobody gave a shit. He goes to Ring of Honor, he goes to TNA, he starts winning matches, he's having bangers with people, he's building his name up, he goes to New Japan, becomes champion, leader of Bullet Club, wins the ROH fucking world title, wins the NWA, wins the fucking TNA title, the NWA title, goes out there, builds his name up, creates a company with some of his friends. They all had their hand in putting this thing together. Goes to AEW, or creates AEW or whatever with his friends. Builds himself this gimmick, the American Nightmare, with the song. And I mean, he's been using the song forever. He was using that shit in Ring of Honor, so he's been using it forever. But I mean, the robe and the look and the hair and everything, like, literally goes back to WWE with the same exact presentation that he had in AEW. Like, same song, same entrance, same gimmick, same everything. Name, everything's the same from when he was in AEW. Sean Spears now was Ty Dillinger in NXT, which was over. He was over. I'll never forget that SmackDown where he showed up and got that monster pop on SmackDown. Gets released, goes out, does his thing on the Indies, ends up in AEW, does the chairman gimmick, goes through different variations or whatever. Now comes back to NXT, not as Ty Dillinger, but as Sean Spears, his name, with this chairman gimmick, like the same gimmick he had in AEW.
Yeah, I think it's a little of two things. I think it's if it's not broke, don't fix it. Especially Cody. I think when Cody came, like they say in the documentary that like they wanted him to be him, but I think Cody was kind of like, well, like if I'm coming back, like I'm gonna be me.
Yeah.
But I think maybe a little with Sean Spears, maybe a little. Obviously, he did not have the ball in his court like Cody did. But I think kind of the same thing. And like, let's be honest, Ty Dillinger was hella over in NXT, went to the main roster. He who shall be named saw nothing in him, so he became nothing. Right. But I think it's like, yo, like he wasn't used frequently in AEW, but like the gimmick and everything wasn't bad. So kind of like, fuck it, why not? I guess.
I really like the entrance when it goes black and then the spotlight. He's sitting in the chair with the whistle and shit at the beginning of his song. Like I think that shit's dope.
I think, and it's really shocking because they didn't do Brian Pillman Jr. I don't know. I think they're kind of doing this whole like kind of stick to your real name thing. Like Chelsea, I watched what's his name? Chris. He's really good at interviewing wrestlers. Why am I drawing a blank? Yeah. Yep. I watched actually the one the other day with him and Chelsea Green. And he pretty much was like, yo, when's Matt coming back? Like, I'm honestly shocked this hasn't happened yet. Right. She's like, honestly, like, I think he's just having fun. But she's like, Zack Ryder's dead, she said. Like, we don't say Zack Ryder. Like, it won't be Zack Ryder returning. It would be Matt Cardona debuting. And I don't know if this is because the old bastard's gone, but like me, if I'm running something like, hey, dude, you're hella over in this. I don't care what you were with us. Like, you're going to be you now.
Yeah.
We can reference you. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if like Mercedes came back, she would, I think, whenever she does, if she ever does, she will be Sasha.
She's got to be Sasha Banks.
Yeah. But like someone like a Matt Cardona, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think it's just them maybe having common sense. Like, hey, yeah, this isn't this wasn't our thing, but it's working. So let's just take it and run with it.
Yeah, like of all the shitty names that they give you in NXT, Sasha Banks is a fucking dope ass name. That's a dope name.
I wish you could have kept that, to be honst. Like, do you like Sasha Banks better than Mercedes Moné?
Hell yeah. I don't like the Mercedes Moné thing. It doesn't work for me. Like I like Sasha Banks. It's quick, it's easy, it's marketable. It's just like
the only thing I wish I could change about her, and it's not even and I think it's because I loved her WWE theme. I'm not a real big fan of the Monet theme.
Yeah, it's not great.
I think it's because her old theme was like a hype theme.
Yeah. But I think she's gonna work with Mikey Ruckus. They're gonna give her something special when she comes to AEW.
So you don't think she's gonna come out to the Monet?
No. She's not going to come out to that. I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it, dude.
Yeah, because I'm assuming that was a New Japan thing who made that.
Because even like Ty Dillinger, like who's named Ty Dillinger? Ridge Holland, fucking.
Sean Spears might be the most over guy in fucking NXT.
The whole what?
Taking out Ridge Holland.
Yeah, Sean Spears. It's a normal ass human name. Like, some of these names that they give these NXT people, it seems like you're trying so hard to just make it different that they sound weird.
Yeah, it's just.
Except for Jada Parker. Jada Parker, boy.
Oh, boy, she's broke the
internet. If y'all don't know about Jada Parker, let me tell you something. All right, let me get this mic real close. Let me tell you something. Jada Parker's coming, okay? Jada Parker is going to be a gigantic, humongous star on the main roster. Okay, so prepárate. Today is what's today? The 29th, the 28th of February, 2024. I'm predicting it right now. Jada Parker's coming, and she's not taking any prisoners. She's going to be the biggest thing ever. Period. Done.
I'm a big fan of all the memes. Like, we see what you're doing, Sean. We see what you're doing.
Yo, I want to see
all the women.
Michael's Instagram like page so bad. Like, I want to see his For You page so bad because it's gotta be.
Apparently, I think Sean Ross Sapp said it. Someone like with credibility said like he doesn't run his own Twitter.
I'm sure he doesn't. Yeah,
I can't.
But his Instagram like For You page, like when you click search and that page comes up with all the shit that you like, it's gotta be ridiculous, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me ask your take on this. Because you see it more on the women's side. Like, in my opinion, I think because WWE seems like they're still going to sign, obviously, indie wrestlings, like we just saw with, like, Tama. But it's like, I think they're staying away unless you have, like, a name, like someone like him. But I think they're doing better. I think I'm fine on both ends. But I think they're doing way better developing women from, like, scratch with no experience than men.
I mean, I just think overall they're doing better, like, period, both men and women, because this is what NXT was. This is like, so it's weird because we all love like Black and Gold NXT
because that was like all the hottest indie stars came in.
We have all these fond memories of Black and Gold NXT because they got Adam Cole, they got Gargano and Ciampa and all this Keith Lee and Malachi and Tommy N, blah blah blah. Like they went and grabbed all these indie darlings and brought them in and gave them time and developed them or whatever, and we have a affinity for that. Vince was not happy with that shit. Vince was like, why are you not creating stars? Like, what the fuck are we doing? Why are we getting all these people from wherever? And took NXT away from Triple H. And, it got a little screwy there. But now that Shawn Michaels is in place, Shawn Michaels is actually, with his crew or whoever it is that he has there, they're actually finding athletes and developing them into fucking WWE stars. Like, it's amazing. Like, he's actually, bro.
Obafemi is like the best example.
Trick Williams, Obafemi, like these people, Mello.
Yeah.
I mean, they're creating these stars. Tiffany Stratton.
I think Tiffany Stratton so far Tiffany Stratton has been the best example.
Yeah, I mean, you got all these women there, like Lyra Valkyria, which another shitty name, but whatever. Like you have these women there who they're developing, and it's like you're actually getting athletes and training them to be wrestlers.
Yeah,
and that's what was the original idea for NXT. So it's like, it's cool
because some people hate on that. Like WWE does that, like the whole they bring in college athletes and stuff like that, and they're not bringing in professional wrestlers, which I'm like,
they look professional to me.
Yeah, I mean that's my thing. I never understood that kind of hate for it because it's like, I don't know. It's like the old man saying, like, well, you didn't do the indies, so you shouldn't be like a champion. But it's kind of like, I don't know. When you breed within, it's a lot easier. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever they're doing to recruit is perfect.
You don't have to detrain your stars that you're bringing in from other, because some of these people that come from like PWG or like GCW or what have you, they're coming in and they're doing all this crazy shit that they're not gonna be allowed to do on Monday Night Raw. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they have to bring these people in. They have to show them this is how we work here. We can't do this move, this move, this move, this move, this move, this. Like, we're taking away half your arsenal. We're gonna take what you can use and develop that into, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to like go through all that shit. Yeah. Now you get a trainee and you bring them in. They're already athletic. You teach them how to bump, and then you figure out like how they are. You develop a character, and then you show them how to wrestle, and then you go forward. Like it seems like it's easier. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to take. Yeah, and then it's kind of
like we have a saying in the military. Actually, it's like when you go to like boot camp, like you shoot. Right, you shoot a rifle, and the ones who usually struggle in just the initial are the ones who have experience. Because it's like, well, no, you're in the military now. Like, you have to hold the weapon this way and do this. Where you have, like, say, like the country dudes who grew up hunting, like, for a living. Then you had someone like me. I'm from the city, so if I held a gun, I was probably going to jail. But it's like, you know, it's like, oh, I have no habits. Just give me this and tell me what to do. So yeah, I don't know. I've always like thought like, because some people really hate on how that's how they do things.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it if you're churning out like shitty people who don't know how to do it. Don't get me wrong.
Not everyone's coming out a diamond.
Right. But they're definitely getting more positives than negatives, at least from what I've seen coming up. I think they're just,
like you said, I think they're just picking the right athletes.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's working. I mean, I think it's working. So
and yeah, turning them into superstars.
But hey, going back to Sean Spears,
I'm happy. It's good for him. Let's see what happens.
It's good for him. You know, I don't know what his ceiling might be in this company. But he can definitely be a face. He can be a heel. He's very versatile. He can work. He's a great look. Looks like $1 million. Handsome dude. Can talk. So, I mean, sky's the limit for him. It's just, oh shit. It just depends on, you know.
He gives off like he gives off like coach vibes.
Like Kofi, you said? Oh, we're having a little technical difficulties here with Nicholas.
Oh boy. Is it on me? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Oh,
yep.
I said he gives off kind of like a coach vibe. Like I could see him being a coach down there.
Okay, yeah. Actually. Yeah. And again, he just had a kid.
He seems like he's very smart with that.
He just had a kid. This is much less travel for him. He lives there in that area, I think. He can spend time with his wife and kid, go to NXT, do a taping, come back. Like, it's a pretty cush job, man. And they're probably paying him, you know, above average. So I'm sure he's happy. It's good for him, man.
Yeah. And like I said in the pre-show, man, I hope maybe this is a sign we get the Iconics, even if it's just for a little bit of an appearance. Because I know
fantastic.
Billie Kay, I think her real name's like Jessica or whatever. She had a baby recently too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you know,
you've got to be joking me. I'd like to see them back, man. They were fucking hilarious.
They were so funny. Kayla. But Lou, I think brings us into the big thing. So this weekend, we have our first AEW pay-per-view of the year.
Oh yeah,
about that, but World's End was
actually, and tonight it is Wednesday. Tonight is Sting's final Dynamite.
As you know, what was dumb, and I'm happy Tony did this. Twitter fingers did the right thing here. Someone was like, well, no, he's going to make appearances probably because Tony was saying, like, hey, it's Sting's last Dynamite.
Yeah.
Like, no shit. So Tony was like, this will be Sting's last Dynamite as a competitor. Like, really? Like, people had to comment and say that?
Fucking people, man. Fucking nerds.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. But I'm amped for it.
But before we get into the card, right before the show launched, Tony Khan tweeted out that one of these matches is now going to be changed. And honestly, I didn't even look at the card, so I'm still not looking at it. But Tony Khan tweeted out, with multiple wrestlers slated for AEW Revolution's Meat Madness match out injured or shelved by AEW doctors, I'm temporarily freezing the bout until they're clear. Meat Madness is on ice. Instead, Sunday's pay-per-view will feature an incredible all-star scramble match. See you tonight on Dynamite. So, no Meat Madness on the match, which honestly, I'm kind of glad because they only had Hobbs, Wardlow. Did they have a third person? And Lance Archer. There was only 3 of them. So if you're going to have a match called Meat Madness,
we need all the meat.
You need the Butcher. You need Keith Lee up in that shit. You need Miro in that shit. Like, make it a real, like, come on, bro. A six-man tornado. Meat Madness, tables broken,
and somehow get Big E on commentary.
Somehow, some way, get Big E involved. Like, you gotta. So it's for the best. And honestly, I don't even think he needed to add this tornado match or whatever it is, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 matches on the card, which is like you're pushing the limits of our like.
We've already embraced it. These shows are going to be long.
Yeah, I know the shows are always long, but like, come on, bro. You could do 8 I think 8 matches is like, that should be maximum. Like 8 matches max, bro. Because I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. WWE's they're fucking me up. They're kind of getting me used to this like 5, 6 matches of pay-per-view. Like I'm kind of getting used to that shit. 2.5 hours, bro. Like Chamber was fucking quick.
Yeah.
Chamber was on. I put that shit on and it was like bam, 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 match, over. And I was like, okay, cool. I can go on with my day instead of spending 5 hours in front of this fucking screen watching wrestling.
Or, like we said, if we were going to have these long cards, we should do it on Saturday.
Yes, it would have to be Saturday. If it was Saturday, I wouldn't even care. Yeah. Because I got the whole next day off. Like, you know what I mean? We were talking offline about what I'm going to do about the show because Cinemark Theaters won't respond to my tweets.
I would say they weren't responding.
Tweeting them every fucking day, asking them what's going on. Why are you guys not hosting these shows anymore? Are you still working with AEW? No one wants to answer. So as of, I haven't checked in the last 2 days, but I'm assuming that it's still not available as I open this app. So I usually like going to the theater for these things, but look, it says All Out, Full Gear, Wrestle Dream, and American Graffiti. So Revolution is still not on there, meaning they're not doing this anymore. AMC, who I don't like, also is not doing it. So I don't know who these select theaters are that it says order your pay-per-view now and at select theaters, because I don't know who the fuck these select theaters are, but the 2 theaters that I have here, they're not doing it. So look, AMC is not doing it either. So my only solution was to go to Dave & Buster's, which I was going to do, but I can't because I would have to take Monday off, and I can't take Monday off because I'm taking the following Monday off. So I'm going to watch it at home in the comfort of my home.
That, just like we said with sports, right? But honestly, man, I'm in for this show. I'm in for a show because, and it's weird because as much as wrestling fans, we're used to a pay-per-view every month, and it seems like AEW is getting in that realm. Maybe not every month, but every other month, which I like. But man, it feels like World's End was just so far away.
I know, yeah.
It's like, man, like I'm over here fiending for a pay-per-view.
Right.
You know, which I'm excited for, though. You know, it's a packed crowd. I think it's sold out. I think it officially sold out or has like 50 tickets left. Some dumb shit. So
nice.
Sold out. You have 50 tickets left in an arena. I'm considering that sold out.
Yeah, 16,000 heads up in there for Sting's last match.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
In wrestling area, like a popular wrestling area. So I'm really excited. We got Ospreay's first match, right? Officially as a talent, we should say, right? So that's going to be fucking awesome.
I'm honestly stoked for the show
we're
because
gonna go match by match.
Yeah, the FTR Blackpool Combat Club matches, obviously, that's gonna bang. That's gonna be a banger. Like it's gonna be a fucking banging ass match. I don't know if this is gonna be like the lineup, but we'll just go by what we have here. Obviously, the meat match has been canceled. They're gonna have some type of scramble match. I don't know what that is or what the stakes are. But bro, Will Ospreay versus Konosuke Takeshita? Are you fucking kidding me? That's gonna be a hell of a match, dude. Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia. It'd be cool if Edge kind of cost Christian the title.
Yes,
and put it on Daniel Garcia. That'd be kind of cool. Because it's like, at what point are you gonna like put the rocket on Daniel Garcia's back? Like, what are you waiting for? Like, it's been like a year and a half of him like. You're kind of like giving him like a push, but then he loses every match.
And he's an insane talent. Like he is.
At one point, are you gonna give him something? Like you got to give him something, dude. So, you know what I mean? Give him a run with the title. Let him have it. I mean, Christian, I think at this point he doesn't need the title. You know what I mean? The gimmick is great. Like, I'm not done with Christian yet. But I wouldn't be mad if they move the title. So
yeah, I'm
I feel
excited.
like they could go with it.
I'm honestly, which we're gonna hear from Hangman tonight.
Yeah,
man, I hope this triple threat happens.
Yeah, I'd be really like, I'd be upset if not upset, but I'd be really bummed if Hangman wasn't in this match after all this build up.
I'm not emotionally ready for just Joe and Swerve because I'm not gonna want to watch it, even though I'll watch it because I don't want either one to lose.
Right.
Like we've said this before. We're not fans, especially of championship matches ending in disqualification or something. If it somehow ends up Joe and Swerve and there's some weird, wacky finish where no one wins, this scenario, I don't think I'd be mad. Because
I hate that. So I wouldn't be happy. I need a finish.
I don't want either to lose, though.
I need a finish either way. And it kind of sucks that, like, Hangman is basically the fall guy in this match because you don't want to pin Joe. You don't want to pin Swerve. And honestly, Hangman, I wouldn't be mad Hangman getting another run. I just don't know when that would be. So, we'll find out tonight what's going to happen with him. I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping this is like some type of swerve, for lack of a better word. But we'll see.
And then you think Roddy's got a chance at beating Orange Cassidy?
Oh, that's going to happen.
Yeah,
it's time.
I think so.
It's time. Get the fucking belt off this guy, bro. Like, I don't understand why they even put the belt back on him in the first place. Like, for what? Why did you take it off of Moxley to put it back on fucking Orange Cassidy? For what? What have you done in the past? Yeah, he's had matches, he's defended it, but like, I don't understand the purpose. He had a great run, bro. He proved everybody wrong, bro. He had like 18 or 19 fucking bangers back to back. Like, he beat fucking everybody. That match with Bandito, I got to see it live. Like, he did his thing. There was no need for him to like win the belt back to have this second run, like, for no reason. Like, they could have, bro, there's people out there like Takeshita who should have that belt. Miro should have a shot at that belt.
Malachi Black.
You know what I mean? Malachi Black. There's people like that who should have that shot at that belt and be, you know what I mean? Like, having it on Orange Cassidy doesn't make any sense for me. So if they put the belt on Roddy, I'd be cool. And plus, it would solidify the stupid Undisputed Kingdom fucking team that they got another belt in their hands and they're starting to collect belts. So it would help that angle too.
I'll admit, I hate saying this. That's just not working for me.
It's doing nothing. Now, mind you, Wardlow came out and did that promo last week, which was phenomenal.
Great promo.
Fucking great promo. Like, it's about time that they put the wheels on this guy. Like, it's a long time coming. So, great promo. But having Adam Cole, I'm telling you, Adam Cole limping out there with crutches. Like, bro, you're supposed to be like the mastermind devil. And I'm watching you like limp and it's not working, bro. You shouldn't be doing that shit. You should be appearing like on camera, sitting on like that throne and giving little like diatribes and speeches and then letting your crew go out there and kick ass. I was like, that's what he should be doing.
Yeah.
Although I will say I did like when he came out on Dynamite to do commentary and he sat there and said nothing.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he was like, all right, it was great talking to you, gentlemen. And
great talking.
Left. I was like, that was fucking cool. That was actually kind of gangster, bro.
I'm excited for Tony Storm and Deonna Purrazzo.
I'll slap the shit out of fucking Juice Robinson. Of course, I'm always excited to see Tony Storm do anything, much less be in there tangling with Deonna Purrazzo. Are you kidding me?
Now I get it. The Dynamite, not this, in 2 weeks from today. Do you think we see Mercedes at this? Or do you think it is official? The first time we ever see her is in Boston.
Nah, yeah, they're gonna save her for that boss show. They wouldn't, like, if they're touting that show like Boston and all that shit. Like, you might want to save her for that show.
I wonder if they're gonna go the Punk route with that and just have her open the show.
They could, but that's the thing. Like, why? Like, what is she gonna do? She's gonna come out there and give a speech? That's not her
I guess there's also a difference. She hasn't been gone for like 7 years.
I mean, that's not her strong suit, technically. Like, you know what I'm saying? Going out there and cutting a very long promo. Yeah. It's not her strong suit. So I wouldn't understand why they would start the show with her and then have her come out and then like do what? Like, I'm assuming she's going to come out and, you know, be involved in an angle with somebody, maybe do like a backstage, you know, kind of speech there. But, or they could put a title on her. Who fucking knows what?
I hope she closes the show.
That'd be cool. And like, she come out and beat Julia Hart for the TBS.
Nah, see, I think she's way above that title.
Oh my God.
Which, Julia Hart doesn't have a match yet. I'm assuming she will.
On this show? Where are you going to put her? She's not even involved in a feud, bro. So I wouldn't throw her on there just to throw her on there, bro. I really wouldn't.
Put her in the
add
0
anything
hour?
else to this card, bro. Please don't add any more matches to this
Maybe
card.
the 0 hour?
Yeah, but and that too, like, you can't do that, bro. Don't put your titles on 0 hour, bro. That's like, people already think the TBS title is like again, it's like the Intercontinental title. You know what I'm saying? So it's fine. That's what it is. But like, don't put that shit on 0 hour, bro.
I might be lost here. Are they just not using Britt Baker at the moment, or is she recovering from something?
I don't know if she's injured or what's going on with her, because she's very active, like on Twitter and stuff like that. But she's just not at the shows.
Like, I don't know.
And supposedly she's there, like she's there at work, like backstage, but she's just not working.
Maybe because I know a big thing they don't play in the wrestling world, which is good, is concussions. Like you can be out a year because of a concussion, which is good. That's literally the brain. Yes. Like taking care of it. So I don't know. Maybe she had like that was her injury. You know what I mean? Because she's clearly doesn't physically look injured. You know, based off all her posts and everything. I just didn't know. I was just curious. I didn't know if there was something I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know if she has an actual. She might have an injury that she's recovering from, but honestly, I don't know.
You know what I'm excited for? For Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson to beat the living shit out of each other.
I'm excited, and I love Eddie, but
I'm excited to see Bryan get some gold.
I'm excited to see Bryan Danielson holding all 3 of those fucking belts, bro.
So, as an Eddie fan, if Eddie somehow wins, are you mad, though?
I'm not going to be mad, but, like, Danielson's been losing a lot of these singles matches.
Yeah, but he's made it known, dude. He is very unselfish. He doesn't really care.
Yeah, but come on, bro. I want to see Danielson. Danielson having that title would put a lot behind that belt.
Yeah.
Like, I would really put a lot behind that fucking new championship that they have there. If Danielson is champion, and this isn't a knock against Eddie, because God bless that man. He went in that tournament, and he's the first champion, and he's been defending it. But, dog, you put that shit on Danielson and he gets to go to Japan and go here and go there and have these matches that he's been having.
Not even that. Danielson's mainstream.
Yeah.
Too. Like, so that's going to bring eyes on. Like,
yeah, it's funny because Eddie, like, every time they're doing the backstage thing, the first thing Eddie's like, I don't want to be doing these fucking, what do you want? What do you want me to talk about my match? What do you want me to say? Huh? We killed, like, he's like uninterested in doing any kind of promotion. So it's like, dude, I know that's your gimmick, but it's like, you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, Eddie, I think that's just Eddie. I think he wants to show up. I think he wants to fight. And then I think, if it was up to Eddie, and I don't say this because he's an amazing human being. Like, I heard he's a super nice guy. And so that's why I don't say this in like he's a too good for the business kind of way. If Eddie could just come in, wrestle, and then leave, like he would, because that's I'm here to wrestle and I'm here to leave. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not even money. I'm not even saying money. If I just come in, wrestle, go home, that's what I'm here to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, he probably loves bullshit with the boys and everything like that and the girls, but that's just Eddie. Like, you know what I mean?
And that's my man, too. But I just brought to the fact, seeing Danielson with those belts, bro, that's gonna be a big deal for AEW.
When's that time Danielson held gold in general? Was it the WWE title when Kofi beat him?
That fucking that hemp belt that he had.
So I have to ask Rob and Dan their opinions because we saw it in person. But from what I remember, that shit was low key like nice. Like we were at like the what's it called, like fan access or whatever.
Yeah.
And they had every single belt you could think of on sale, and like it looked nice.
And it was literally like hemp, right? Like that belt's probably light as shit.
Yeah, and it was like hella expensive, of course.
Yeah, it probably weighed like nothing.
I'll never forget that. Yeah, Danny. So when he brought that shit out, I was like, my man's awesome.
Yeah.
But
that was a really great gimmick. Yeah. That gimmick was fantastic.
Yeah,
when he was back there with the popcorn and the sodas and all that shit, when he was at the snack bar and fucking berating everybody for buying all that garbage.
He had Eric Rowan on his side.
Yeah, with that spider thing that he had in his cage or whatever the fuck. I don't know what the fuck.
We never found out what it was.
I know. You know what's bugged out? Eric Rowan. I saw him in a what the fuck? He was on the show that I watch. It was called Mayor of Kingstown with
he's in that?
He's on that. He was on that show. I mean, I won't spoil it or whatever in case you want to watch it because that's a great show. But he's not on very long. But he was on the show, and I saw him come out, and I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck? That's fucking Eric Rowan. What the? What's he doing?"
I think he's done interviews where like he does scary movies.
He acted. Dude, I was convinced that he was the character he was playing. I was like, "Oh yeah, he fits this to a T. This is definitely fucking. This feels legit."
We say it all the time, man. Wrestlers are some of the best actors because they act.
And I don't know why that doesn't translate more. Like, why don't we see these guys acting more, bro? You're talking about you're giving some of these motherfuckers a microphone, and you're pushing them out on live TV in front of like 16,000 people, and asking them to cut their promo or do whatever it is out there. No takes, no take 2, take 3, take 4. It's live. Like, and these guys go out there and do that shit weekly, sometimes 2 times a week, 3 times a week. Like sometimes Becky Lynch goes on NXT and SmackDown and Raw and she gets a mic. Like I would think that they'd be acting in everything.
Yeah, you're telling me like you couldn't give like MJF. Like when I think instantly, tell me MJF in like a romantic comedy. Would it be like the perfect like douchebag tool that like the girlfriend works with at work and MJ is trying to hit on her and be like a scumbag?
Hell yeah!
Like I think he would knock that out of the park in a movie.
Like I haven't seen the freaking the movie that he's in, but I definitely need to watch it. The Iron Claw. Because I guess he's in that for a little bit.
Quick cameo though. He's
not in there long, but still, like I want to see it just because, I'm just not prepared for the sadness, bro. I don't like watching movies to get sad, bro.
It's sad.
I don't want to watch movies to get sad, bro. That's not my thing. I'm not watching Precious. I'm not watching fucking these movies to get sad, bro. So it's like I'll watch it eventually, but I'm gonna prepare myself.
So without counting Rock, Cena, and Batista's big movies, so like say like whatever big movies they were in, what's like your favorite wrestling movie, like with a wrestler in it? If you can, try to avoid using that.
You're asking not the wrong guy, but like the answer that I'm gonna give is fucking stupid, and it's for a stupid reason. But Suburban Commando with Hogan is like one of my favorite fucking childhood movies. And I say that because me and my cousin / brother, we had that tape, and we were like obviously kids in the early 90s. We were like gigantic Hulk Hogan fans.
Yeah.
And Suburban Commando has a scene where it's the Undertaker and another dude are like bounty hunters, and they're chasing him all over the fucking city or whatever. And there's a scene where he goes into the elevator and I guess like cuts the wire for the elevator so like it falls down. So Undertaker's in there with the other dude who I don't remember what it is. And he goes, "Going down," and he cuts the thing and it fucking falls. And me and my fucking cousin was, to this day, we still say that dumb shit to each other. "Going down." And we know exactly what we're talking about. We like the exact.
That's memory. Great. You're gonna have to send me that scene.
Yeah, I'll find it. That one and No Holds Barred, same thing.
Yeah.
No holds barred. Like
So,
Zeus. That Zeus was the scariest fucking man on the face of the earth. Like,
I liked The Condemned with Stone Cold.
I did like that movie.
That was good. And then this is like corny as fuck movie. But I randomly liked Triple H's movie when The Chaperone.
Oh God, I haven't seen that.
Oh, that's like if you want to watch like a dumb movie that I randomly enjoyed, though, just watch that. I think it's on like Hulu or something.
I got one actually that's a little more recent. Well, not really recent, but this movie I fucking enjoyed. See No Evil with Kane.
Oh God, yes. I can't even think Kane killed it in that movie.
That movie was fucking awesome.
Remember, before we talk about the movie, do you remember the part where they brought it onto Raw and like anytime someone said May 19th, Kane came out of nowhere and killed them?
Yeah.
And I think Shawn Michaels put like a yellow shirt with May 19th written all over it on someone, and Kane just like absolutely killed them.
Yeah.
That was a good movie with the eyes and then the yellow. Yeah.
That movie was dope, bro. With that fucking chain, he had like that hook chain thing. Like, I thought that movie was dope. It was a very well-made horror movie. Kane was great in it. I know they made sequels, but I don't think the sequels were as good. I didn't see the sequel, but the first one I really was a big fan of. Like, I thought it was dope.
I forgot about See No Evil, but that was good.
I don't know if there's any other ones. I know Dean Ambrose did a couple.
Didn't he do like 16 rounds or something?
Something like that. The only thing I remember about that is I know there was one scene where some kid pulls up to him in like a Trans Am or some shit with his girlfriend and tries to raise, and he shows him his badge, and his girlfriend like winks at him or some shit. But I'm like, this looks so fucking cheesy. Like, I'm not watching this shit. But even what you call it, the first Marine wasn't bad. It was a little cheesy.
When Cena wasn't like acting yet.
Yeah, it was a little cheesy. Okay, that's fine, but I don't think it was bad.
Before we give Sting his love, did you see the zombie movie with Batista on Netflix?
Yeah, that was terrible.
What's it called?
It was the one in Vegas, right?
So I low-key didn't mind that movie. I actually liked that.
Was it? So what was it that I didn't like about that? Because I did watch the whole thing. If I wouldn't have liked it, I would have stopped. There was something I guess I didn't.
Because what was it? They got infected and they would become zombies, right?
Yeah, and the zombies were like smart and shit, and they were communicating. And one of them was like the leader.
I think one of the guys like took the queen's head.
Yeah, like one of them was like the leader, and there was. I guess it wasn't that bad. I mean, I guess it was cool. I just think something about the ending I didn't like, and it made me like not like the movie.
Oh, so the way it ends is he finds out he's infected. And I think he has the money and he's with his daughter. And I think he was going to I think he ended up killing himself, or he had her kill him so she wouldn't get infected.
There was something about it that just at the end, I was like, man, that was fucking dumb. There was something about it, and I can't even really remember what it was. So I don't want to shit on it too bad. But I did watch the whole movie. What bugged me out about that movie was that they had so Chris D'Elia is a comedian, and he was supposed to be in that movie. Like, that was supposed to be his big thing, like his big first movie.
Yeah.
He's a well-known comedian in LA or whatever, funny guy. And then he got Me Too'd. And then they took his ass right out of that fucking movie. And they put in Tig Notaro digitally into the movie in his place. So they literally digitally removed him from the film. They added Tig Notaro because he was supposed to play the helicopter pilot.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Tig Notaro,
he's a good actor, I thought.
Yeah, Tig Notaro's a female comedian, and they literally digitally removed Chris D'Elia from the film they recorded. They digitally added Tig Notaro. So when you watch it, she looks a little weird because it's like
I gotta rewatch it now because I never
literally digitized her into the movie. So that one thing, it was like a little weird, but it wasn't bad though. I was actually pleasantly surprised at how it looked like legit.
So before we get into the main event, everyone, March starts next week, and we got our first bracket. We're not going to tell you the topic till we get there, but this could be a topic: wrestler movie brackets.
Ooh,
This could be something different. But I named this episode "Thank You, Sting," so I have to talk about it. I feel bad. I did it. But in our main event, Sting and Darby Allin defending the tag titles against the Young Bucks, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. The controversy not controversy. That's like a bad thing. The debate I keep seeing back and forth is Sting walking out a champ and dropping those belts and there's a tournament, or are the Young Bucks taking it? What do you think?
I feel like, me personally, I feel like Sting and Darby should retain. And then the next night actually, if he said that's his last Dynamite, I guess he's not going to be at next week's Dynamite. So it'll have to be Darby by himself, I guess, relinquishing the belts. Because how would they, so maybe they are going to fucking lose the titles.
I think Sting's the type of guy who's going to get back to the business.
But do you realize like how Twitter, which of course we know Twitter doesn't matter, but do you understand that like there's a subset of people that are like, oh, Tony's making the Young Bucks are forcing Sting to wrestle them at his last match, and they're forcing the title change. I'm like, fam, Sting chose the Young Bucks to do the last match. Like, he wants to work with them. Yeah. Like, he's in charge of all his creative. No one's forcing him to do anything. Like, if anything, Tony's letting this guy just be undefeated like his entire AEW career. And he's like, no, you're not losing. So these people like who are like upset about the Young Bucks being involved in this, like, can you imagine if they beat them for the titles? How it's gonna be? It's gonna be fucking insane.
Yeah. So the question I ask you, I have some as well, but what is your favorite Sting moment?
Ooh, that's
or some. That's kind of hard.
I have an easy one. Mine is easy, and it's when he first spoke on Monday Nitro. When he was black and white Sting, he was appearing in the rafters, and he beat Hogan for the championship. The next night on Nitro, James J. Dillon had the NWO in the ring, and he had Sting in the ring. And I don't remember the circumstances or whatever, but they reversed the decision. And they were trying to give Hogan the belt back. And they were trying to get Sting to like take the belt off, give it back to Hogan. And at this point, Sting hadn't spoken in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
He hadn't said a word in like a year and a half. And James Dillon is trying to take the belt from Sting, and Sting throws the belt on him. Like, he pushes the belt on him, and he points the bat at his neck, and he grabs the mic, and he goes, "You got no guts." And the fucking people lost it. They fucking lost it when he spoke. And then he turns to Hogan, and he points the bat at him, and he goes, "And you?" And he laughs, and then he gets serious. He goes, "You're a dead man." And then they cut to commercial. I remember this shit like it happened yesterday because I had it on tape and I watched it like 1,000 times. And Tony Schiavone goes, "Sting has spoken. Fans will be right back." And they cut to commercial. I'm like, what the fuck? How do you cut to commercial after that?
You Surfer Sting or Crow Sting?
I gotta say Crow Sting. I mean, I've had Crow Sting forever. For most of my like adult. I know of Surfer Sting, but I was super young when he was doing that shit.
I wasn't even thought of, I don't think.
Yeah, like honestly, dude, Surfer Sting as Crow Sting, like for life. For life. That's that. Yeah, definitely for me. That's as far as AEW. I would say like my favorite Sting moment in AEW is probably when I actually have two. When 2.0 powerbombed him through the table and he just got up. He just no-sold the table spot.
Yeah.
They double powerbombed him through the table. They fell on the floor like exhausted because they just picked up Sting. And the fucker just stands up and looks at them and does the fucking the gorilla thing. And then I guess my second one would be when he was he had Darby, he was outside the ring with Orange Cassidy and Orange Cassidy started doing like the little kicks, and King started kicking him back and shit, and then he did the real slow little like beating on his chest thing. Those are probably my two favorites, besides him jumping off all kind of shit.
I'm always going to be a sucker for the mask takeoff to have the face paint. That's always going to get like, cause that's when I started like watching Sting and all that, was that like in the rafters and all that shit. Like I said, I've always gone back to try to watch some shit, but for me that damn shame his WWE run didn't go, and especially.
You know what though? One of my favorite moments of his was in that WWE run when when Triple H and Stephanie were unveiling Seth Rollins' statue.
Oh, the statue.
And they lifted up the box, and Sting is fucking under the box. Like,
and no one knew that was coming. Great. I think, honestly, I really thought he was going to beat Seth for the title too. Then.
Yeah,
I was pulling for that. Like, part of me was like, realistically, no, they're not gonna. I don't know, man. Damn shame. I'll admit, you might not feel this way, but damn shame we never got him in Taker somehow in all these years.
Big time.
Because I heard there was multiple reports. Like, they wanted. It was WrestleMania 18, in 2002. So shortly after, they wanted to bring Sting in. I don't think he didn't want to come in then. I think he was just getting paid by Time Warner and chilling. And then I found out in 2011 when he faced Triple H the first time that it was supposed to be. They wanted to do it then, but I think he stayed with Impact. And then I don't know why they didn't do it in 15, man. Because the Taker was still going then.
That's one of the biggest. That's going to be one of the biggest what ifs in wrestling.
Yeah, because like I thought it was a layup. Like I get why they did Bray because he was the new face of Fear, but you could have done that the year after.
Can you imagine if in like 2015 or whatever it was, if they were building up Undertaker, like if they were like building up his WrestleMania run and they just had him in the ring? And he cuts a promo about like, I've beaten this person, I've beaten that person, I've beaten this person. You know, what's left for me? This might be it. This might be my last ride or whatever. And the fucking lights cut off. And the lights cut on and Sting was standing in the fucking ring across from the Undertaker. Can you imagine the fucking pop that would have been had?
I'll never understand why they never did that match. That they were on the same WrestleMania card, not against each other. Especially that was a good one because he just lost the streak. So like, who better to bring in than like the guy who everyone wanted him to face? Like I don't know. I'll never understand that one. That's one I'll never truly understand why.
I guess it was just a fact of they just couldn't make it happen. That like it was either like this person was ready, but this person wasn't.
But they were on the same card. That's the same part.
Right. He had to do that stupid fucking NWO.
Yeah. And that match wasn't that bad, I didn't think.
No, it wasn't a bad match. It's just like, why did you have to beat Sting? Like,
I personally think that was like the FU to WCW.
It's so
like, I don't think there's anything else behind it. Because Triple H wasn't wrestling regularly, so it's not like he needed it.
He did not need that win at all, but
like I could see losing to Seth. Like, are you losing to? I don't know. I was really bummed. I really thought he was going to beat Triple H, but yes, Sting, man, he's going down as obviously one of the all-time greats.
Absolutely,
I'm happy. I think he did. Tony can say, and obviously Sting was probably heavily involved, but they did Sting just right in this run. Like they made sure he went out as a legend. Like they didn't give him kind of like the Kurt Angle treatment where he just kept losing like all the time. Like he was winning matches. Like I think they did perfect. It's honestly gonna suck not seeing Sting because when AEW became a thing, I wasn't expecting Sting to be a thing.
Right? Yeah, at all.
Because of his what injury did he get with Seth? Was it his neck?
Fucking neck, man.
Yeah, his neck. So it's like I thought he was done. Just not because of the injury. I thought age too. You know what I mean? Like he's older now, and then
I'm just super happy that he's like able to do this because man, if he would have, that's how he would have went out.
Yeah,
being carried out of the ring like that because of that buckle bomb shit, bro. That would have been terrible, dude.
Yeah,
super terrible. Would have been awful. for Sting to go out like that, dude.
You got to think there's going to be a bunch of legends and stuff at this, right?
Yeah, because even that, like when he first came out at that Winter is Coming shit, I still every once in a while go back and like watch that because there wasn't like full fans in the thing, but that's when fans were like coming back.
Yeah.
So they were like spread out, you know. So you did have some fans in the building, but it wasn't like packed. But that shit was still fucking so dope,
dude,
bro.
That was so dope because I was not expecting it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I was not, because didn't people, was Miro already there? For some reason, I feel like those rumors that Winter is Coming was Miro for some reason. I could be wrong. Miro might have already have been there.
I think he was like the best man at that time.
Yeah, oh yeah. When he first debuted, I was very worried.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't get that whole
neither did I.
Man thing with the blonde hair.
Dude, they did Sting good. But you got to think there's going to be Hall of Famers. Like Ric Flair's going to be there. We know that. But you got to think there's going to be others.
Yeah, there should be some type of appearance there by somebody. I mean,
yeah.
I would think. Oh, we got a special guest appearance.
Like my shirt though.
Oh yeah.
Her Randy Orton shirt.
Oh, that's dope. The Legend Killer shirt. All right, that's what I'm talking about.
She's going to Pilates.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I don't know, dude. I'm amped. Sting's going out just the perfect way, man. And Sting Country in the main event. Like, who do you think might be there? So Kevin Nash elaborated more on why he can't be there.
Okay.
Because he's like, I'm Triple H's best friend. Like, that's just not a good look. Like, that's pretty much
stupid, bro.
But dude, it's Sting. It's Sting.
Like that's so he's your best friend, so you can't. So what's Sting? I'm assuming Sting is not your best friend, but that's like a good friend of yours, right? You guys have worked together for fucking 20 years.
I don't know, man. I don't think Triple H is like.
That's corny, bro. That's some corny shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to pin that all on Triple H. Maybe I'm being a little biased because
Kevin Nash is a fucking cornball, bro. That shit's corny.
Yeah. But who do you think could be there? Maybe Ricky Steamboat.
Yeah, definitely Steamboat will be there. Probably Arn Anderson.
Yeah.
We might get like a James J. Dillon appearance or something like that if he's not,
Dean Malenko.
Yeah. Might see some people like that, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, I'm just stoked for the match. I want to see Darby Allin's talking about he's probably going to end up in the hospital or something. I hope not.
Is he still planning on climbing Mount Everest?
I really hope he doesn't do anything to, like, you don't actually have to attempt to kill yourself for real. Like, you don't actually have to do that, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm really surprised we never got Jericho and Sting during all this.
I know, right? You would think that'd be one of the...
They might have touched gloves in WCW, but Jericho's kind of like that guy, like, hey, I want to work with him. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of shocked that never happened somehow.
Yeah,
like,
it's funny because I saw a report a couple weeks ago that Jericho was taking some time off, and now I see he's scheduled for tonight. And I'm like, oh, fuck. I thought he was taking time off.
Yeah, he's wrestling someone.
Yeah, he's wrestling this, I forget his name. Arrow.
Yeah, he's free. I know he has a match, though. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get that. And then I'm kind of bummed as more of a fan for him, but I'm kind of bummed we never got anything with Edge and Sting. We got them tagging together, which was cool.
Right.
But maybe that was enough for Edge. But yeah, no. I'm excited for Sting, man. Really excited for Sting. I think he's been a constant. I not even like it was a bad thing, but I liked him in TNA as well.
Oh yeah, that Joker Sting was great.
Yeah, I'll never forget when him and Jeff Hardy was just drugged out of his mind.
Yeah, that was an infamous all-time wrestling moment, man.
And the fan yelling, "This is bullshit!" And Sting's like, "Yes, I agree."
I agree.
I agree. And I was
that old man was so.
Dude, I did not envy Eric Bischoff in that situation. Oh, I don't know. Actually, I was going to say Eric Bischoff, but him and Tony Khan beef way too much on Twitter for him to be there.
Yeah.
Which I don't get where the fuck that came from, by the way, before we go. Because Eric Bischoff was literally on Dynamite a few times. And then all of a sudden, I just saw Eric Bischoff trying to bury the shit out of Tony. I was like, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah, this dude seems to hate AEW now at this point.
Which is weird. I don't get why.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what's up this guy's ass, but anything that AEW does. It's like content for his podcast, and I get it. AEW, the thing is, like, I feel like some of these guys, like, maybe not him. It's probably a bad example, but I feel like some of these guys who constantly bad talk AEW, I don't even think that they dislike AEW like that. I think it's just that there's a large subset of people who dislike AEW for whatever reason, and they gravitate towards these podcasts that talk shit about AEW, and that's what they want to listen to because that's what they want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you gravitate to the shit you want to hear, and YouTube points you to the shit that, like, you know, you're looking for.
Yeah.
So if these people are typing in AEW sucks, and Eric Bischoff puts that tag in his podcast, then he's gonna show up on these people's feed, and that's how he gets clicks. So I feel like that's a big part of it.
Maybe we should
of these dudes.
Maybe we should put in our links. WWE sucks, AEW sucks. Maybe more.
Maybe we'll try that for this week, and we'll see what happens.
And maybe more people will watch, even though we probably compliment more companies more than most podcasts I do.
Yeah, because I'll keep it a bug. I use hashtags in our descriptions, but I just use the general AEW, WWE. I try to put in like people we talk about, like I'll put in Revolution, Ospreay, Danielson, Kingston. Like I'll add a couple of those in there just because that's what we talked about. But I'm not putting in like, bro, some people put in like Bieber alert and Taylor Swift and all the shit that's trending. They add all that shit into like their hashtags to get like, I'm not doing that, bro.
No.
I'm not typing Taylor Swift into my the hashtag portion. I'm not going to do that.
We should put hashtag Mark.
Yeah, for real.
For all the marks that watch. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, man. Long story short, grateful for Sting. Thank you, Sting. Excited for this weekend show. Like I said, it's been a long time, I feel. I've got the end of December was what, 2 months ago? Like, does it feel like it's been 2 months since their last show?
Feels longer.
Yeah, right? And it's literally 2 months ago. You know what? Maybe it's because WWE's had 2 shows since. Maybe.
Yeah.
And we had Wrestle Kingdom. Like, we've had a bunch of shows in between that just.
Yeah, we've had a lot. There's been a lot of shit in between.
Starting this weekend, it picks up. You got Revolution, and then you got 2 nights of Mania, and Ring of Honor show that weekend. Like, you got everything that weekend. Every company has something that weekend.
It's crazy.
Then in May, you got Backlash in France. You got Double or Nothing. I'm presumably assuming Vegas. Then you got SummerSlam. Then we got Forbidden Door, which is in Arthur Ashe, which I was kind of shocked about that. I wonder if they're not running Grand Slam this year.
Yeah, it's weird.
And that kind of goes to our point. They go to the same venues. But, yeah. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why. Arthur Ashe is a cool stadium, though. I do like how they set up the show there. I'm just curious. They must not be doing Grand Slam this year. That might be over.
That's weird. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, put it past Tony Khan to run another fucking pay-per-view at the same fucking arena.
That's why I was really shocked he did Arthur Ashe for this. I was really shocked.
But it's cool. You know, he's trying to put his hand on at a bigger venue for the pay-per-view.
It's an outdoor stadium in June, so it's going to be nice. You know what I mean?
Cool.
Like I said, I know we've said this before, but I'm a big fan, especially it's summer, so sun goes down. I'm a big fan of when shows start in the day and end at night. Like, I like seeing that. You know, I don't know. I just think it's cool. Something about watching wrestling in the sunlight is kind of cool. Like outside, the ring has sun on it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, one of my favorite matches ever. Serena Deeb and Riho from that Double or Nothing on the 0 hour, right in the broad daylight, middle of the day. First match of the show. First match with a full crowd. That was a special match, man. Not only just because of the match or whatever, who was involved, but the fact that like that's the first show with a full crowd after everything happened. It was the first match of the night. It was daytime, so as soon as Riho's and they start with Riho, you know, when Riho's music hits, everybody pops, and then
ratings Riho,
crazy ratings Riho, bro.
You think if like either of the big companies like did a show that just started at like noon, it would do good?
Oh shit, that'd be crazy. Like Eastern, like
like Royal Rumble, maybe not Royal Rumble, but SummerSlam starts at 1 o'clock Eastern.
Wow.
Double or Nothing, 1 o'clock Eastern.
I wonder why they haven't tried anything like that. I mean, out of all these years,
I think the earliest you could do.
I mean, they have football games at 1 o'clock all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, unless you did a show, like if it was on the West Coast, it would have to be later because then that means wrestling would start at 10 a.m. But like, fuck it. What would happen if you started SummerSlam at 2 in the afternoon? That's 11 o'clock on the West Coast. If it's on the East Coast, the show. Like, I don't know. I wonder why.
I guess it might have to do
it might be because like the big fight night feeling too.
Yeah, it might have to do with also like people working. You know, you get home, it's the evening. I guess the evening time is more like there's more people at home or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel this sounds so dumb and so first world, but like when a pay-per-view's on at night, right? Like I feel my whole day's gone because I have this to watch at 7 at night.
Yeah.
And it's like in reality, I have all day to do whatever I need.
Yeah.
But when you have a show that starts at 8 in the morning, it's like, fuck yeah, I got all day to do whatever, when it's really just the opposite.
Yeah. Honestly, that show we just had, I had to go do like blood work at 7.
Yeah.
So I didn't get up at 5 to like watch the show, but I got home and it was like, bro, I did the Fat Boy special. I went and got blood work. I fasted. I broke my fast with McDonald's breakfast, bro. Hotcakes and sausage.
We've had this conversation. That's the best fast food breakfast.
Bro, I got that shit. I got me a nice fucking medium coffee. I came home, turned on Peacock, and rewinded that shit. Unfortunately, it took me right to the end of the women's chamber match, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing. But I got to watch everything after that, and I was like done at like, 10 o'clock?
Okay, so you want to hear it from my perspective, who I woke up live?
Shit.
I went to bed early because honestly, I was like, yo, I just want to do this. And all my boys who watched on the East Coast, we have a group chat. They were waking up for it too. So I woke up at 1:55. Went downstairs. My girl, really nice, had like a water filled and then like a Pop-Tart in the wrapper. I was like, watch your shit. And it's kind of funny. But yeah, dude, I watched from 2 to 5 in the morning and then I went back to bed. It was the weirdest thing.
Wow.
And to be honest, I wasn't tired. But I'm also, I think I've said this to you, I'm an old man. Like I'm in bed asleep by 8:30. So I slept like 6 hours anyway.
You ain't got to tell me. I love sleeping.
But I wouldn't want to do that monthly. Like, I give credit to those overseas fans that do that. I would never. Like, the fact overseas fans, I see why they're so passionate. Like, imagine if you had to watch Raw every week or Dynamite at just an absurd time every week.
I wouldn't do it. I'd watch the replay.
Or just even that. I feel it's even harder to watch the replay sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes it's just easiest to watch it when it's live.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, yeah, like Collision. That's where I'm guilty. I'll record it and say, yeah, I'll watch it. And then it's like, fuck, I never watch it.
Well, Collision is fucking annoying because that TNT app is garbage. They never upload it. Like, I would think that once you air the fucking show, it's on the stupid app. But no, when I get up in the morning on Sunday and I want to watch Collision, I open up the Turner app. I don't even know why I do it anymore because it doesn't work. They have the splash page there. You'll see the splash page with like Danielson and whoever. And it's like, oh, this episode this week on Collision is da da da. And I go, okay, cool, there it is. I click watch, and that shit just spins and spins fucking forever because they haven't loaded it yet in there. So now I gotta go through nefarious means to watch this show, which means they don't get a rating from me because I'm watching it from another area. So they need to figure that shit out.
That's great. Yeah, but I don't know. It was, like I said, it was definitely an experience that I would never want to do again.
Yeah, that's too much, bro. I mean,
the perfect are the Saudi ones for me because it starts at like 9 o'clock my time.
Yeah, well, once a year, it's fine. If I had to do that shit for every pay-per-view, I wouldn't. No way, bro.
Like, I see why the wrestlers and everyone says those are the best fans in the world.
Yeah, you better kiss their ass.
Yeah, because they'd be waking up at ass hours.
That's crazy, bro.
Which also, shout out Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax got the main event, women.
Main event
that was dope. That was cool to see. Man, if Triple H is if there's any woman that's probably most favorite in his eyes, it's that woman right there.
That was a fun match too.
Yeah, that was a good. So, okay, real quick question before we go. Nia Jackson, she's returned. Can't really say anything crazy bad about her. Like, I think she's embracing this character.
Yeah, she's doing her job.
She's doing her job. She's doing good because I think we're getting her and Jade at Mania. But like, you can't really bitch about Nia Jax like people like to, or especially did during her first run.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on Raw because I watched the beginning. And I saw she attacked Becky and kind of destroyed her. But I don't know what transpired after that. I don't know if it led to a match or something. But she's out there doing her thing, bro.
Yeah, and I didn't know this until she did. You know, she was born in Australia.
Oh, no shit.
So kind of cool. I don't think she grew up or anything there. Like, you know, young, but still very, very cool. But I think that does it for us.
Yes, sir.
Next week, we'll be back talking the fallout of Revolution, all the crazy wrestling news. And with it being the month of March, we will be doing our first bracket with help from honorary trash boy, Dan, Mr. Douglas, helping us out with these brackets, throwing some of his votes as well, our themes as well. You know, we're gonna have some fun, and that's where we want you guys to be interactive. But it's enough of that. You can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Nick Anicelli. But follow the show on Twitter at wrestlingistrash, where I drop the links for the audio and the YouTube version of our show every week. Sometimes get on there and chat. But YouTube, get on that YouTube. You guys have been doing great. Thank you to our new subscribers that we've been getting. So like, comment, share, subscribe, do everything. Keep following us. Give us your thoughts. Tell us where we're good. Tell us where we suck. We can take any feedback. That does it for me. Take us home, Lou.
Yo, Lou from the BX, host of the Everything Podcast, co-host of Wrestling is Trash. Thank you guys so much for joining us for episode 176 of Wrestling is Trash. We thank you so much for the views, for the downloads, for the views. We appreciate it. We love seeing you guys interact with the show in any way. So any comments would be appreciated. Any tweets, any comments on the Instagram page, we'd love to showcase you guys on here. So, yeah, man, just follow us on YouTube. I can't talk. Follow us on YouTube. Click on the Instagram link on the Wrestling is Trash page. From there, you'll get access to all of our stuff, all of our content, and you can follow everything there. Click the little notification bell so when this show goes up live, you can be one of the first ones to watch it and interact with the show. So other than that, man, we thank you guys so much. I just wanted to put this out there for anyone who's interested. Tomorrow night, which is Thursday, I will be live with our good friend, our trash girl.
Yeah,
returning.
She's back.
Coming back to grace us with the positivity podcast that she has, which is called Top Rope Squishy. She will be live on YouTube tomorrow. So look out for those links. And she was gracious enough to ask me to be her first guest to come back. So I'm very honored to be that first guest. And we're going to have fun. We're going to talk Dynamite. We're going to talk Revolution card. We're going to get into some stuff. She's going to put me in the hot seat. So you guys should be there for that. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So until next time, guys, we thank you so much for joining us. And as always, enjoy wrestling. I can never find the little mouse when I need it. There it is. Bye-bye.